right now, trending on Twitter is the lie about this guy, because Elon Musk pushed it on Saturday, or yesterday, sorry. First of all, lies on the internet move faster than the truth. And that's in part why there are all these safeguards that Elon Musk is trying to take down on Twitter right now. The lies that were pushed were from bad pieces of information they found. For example, they said that Paul Pelosi was in his underwear. Of course he was, 2:30 in the morning at the time he was attacked. That led them to believe this was a lover's quarrel between two different people that knew each other. The reason they believed they knew each other is because the police put out a statement saying that they didn't really know who opened the door. So that led them to believe there was a third person in the house. So from there was this world building on the pro-Trump internet. What could be the opposite of reality here? And the opposite of reality they came up with was these two people were having a lover's quarrel in a house, and the police sort of intruded on us. It's fundamentally incorrect. It was pushed by the richest man in the world.
Weird. There's lots of things going around the internet now. Elon Musk has taken over his spot at Twitter. Paul Pelosi, the husband of Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, also was attacked over the weekend. We saw that happen at the beginning of it, and the thoughts and theories have been swirling. There you see Elon Musk over there over my shoulder. The reason why he's there is because he was part of those conspiracies that were swirling on the internet over the attack on Paul Pelosi. If you haven't heard, we're gonna get to these details as the show goes on, but he was attacked in his home. Nancy Pelosi apparently wasn't there. There's a whole bunch of details that are cloudy because misinformation is the #1 factor in American politics these days. And it shouldn't even be a political story, but it was a political figure. That's why it is. Here's Elon Musk in his tweet and referencing what was going on in response to Hillary Clinton that was shaming many Republicans and conservatives that were taking this as a nothing story. Here it is. Hillary Clinton tweeted that the Republican Party and its mouthpieces now regularly spread hate and deranged conspiracy theories. It's shocking, but not surprising, that violence is the result. As citizens, we must hold them accountable for their words and the actions that follow. So here's that link that she tweeted from the LA Times, and this is an aspect that then has this becoming very political. Accused Pelosi attacker David DePape, or DePape, I'm not sure how his name is pronounced, spread QAnon and other far-right conspiracy theories. He's a QAnoner, conspiracy theory, right-wing, MAGA type of person, according to his online profile. Or he also has been all over the political spectrum, and he's a little bit of a loose cannon, I guess you could say. Either way it goes, in response to that tweet, shaming people that thought this was a fun thing to talk about, Elon Musk responded to Hillary's tweet with this. There's a tiny possibility that there might be more to this story than meets the eye. And there he has, linked to his tweet, this article from Santa Monica Observed, that publication that's widely renowned and has been credited by breaking lots of credible stories. It says the awful truth, Paul Pelosi was drunk again and he had a gay man in his house and they were going at it, and that's really what happened. Musk wrote to Clinton at 8:15 on Sunday, linking to that story published on that right-wing website that I mentioned, Santa Monica Observer. And as I mentioned it, questioned all of those things about the attack and that tiny possibility that there might be more to it. I want you guys to notice something. This is what happens with Tucker Carlson shows, what happens with a lot of these conservative pundits. They just ask the questions. They don't make declarative statements, or do they make those declarative statements within a question as they question everything and allow their idiot followers to then take that and run? That's exactly what it did here. That's why he said there's a small possibility, a tiny possibility. Well, I'll let you guys figure out the rest. Anyway, it goes, this was a conspiracy that had all these homophobic undertones as well, because of course, that's the hateful part about it. This theory, the unsubstantiated article, claims Paul's attacker was no stranger, but rather that they had prior relationship and that things went south during a meetup. Again, there's been no evidence to support this claim whatsoever, but Elon has leaned into it. He deleted the tweet by early Sunday afternoon. As of late Sunday morning, it had more than 24,000 retweets and more than 86,000 likes, and it was quickly gaining more traction. So what's the point of deleting it then? The job was already done. There's more, because another conservative, I was gonna call him a pundit. I think he kind of shows up at events and provides his face as the one good black friend. Terrence K. Williams tweeted, "This Pelosi story is getting weird. Paul Pelosi and his attacker were half naked when the police showed up. They were both in their underwear. And how did somebody randomly get into the mansion of the person third in line to the presidency? Where was Nancy Pelosi? Make it make sense. Hey, you're asking a lot of questions. Where are your answers since you're tweeting about this? And also, since she's the third person in line to the presidency, I assume that means you're saying she should have a fortified house with walls up, a moat, maybe even a bridge. And if she had all that, you guys would say, how dare this rich politician who claims to care about regular people has a moat, a bridge, and high security to keep people from breaking into her house. By the way, I'm no fan of Nancy Pelosi. I'm just pointing out that the whole idea here is to demonize and to attack no matter what the circumstances are. So a little bit more, Jess, for you jumping here, because it was also pushed, this conspiracy theory was pushed as they listened to the 911 call. And they're trying to figure out, what is it why did he say it this way? Well, there must have been someone else happening there, or he was hiding the fact that he actually knew him. Listen.
Car Pay Priority 910, across of Scott and Normandy. I have a 14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused.
One small explanation for that potential part about it being a friend and waiting for Nancy to get home. Paul Pelosi reportedly kept his cool and spoke in code, is what they're saying, so he wouldn't aggravate the intruder. He also left the phone line open so the 911 operator could hear that his life was in danger as he rattled off 3 questions. What's going on? Why are you here? And what are you doing to me? The operator heard Paul in distress and quickly called police dispatch with an emergency message. He states there is a male in the home and that he is going to wait for his wife. He stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but that his name is David and that he is a friend. He sounded somewhat confused is what the operator said throughout this whole thing. I know there's a lot here, Jess. I know there's a lot. In fact, there's even more, and we're gonna continue on with the way that they've responded to this. But this is the Elon Musk angle and his decision to post things like this and then see it just flourish.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When we talk about political violence, I feel like we can't talk about it without talking about the police, which are like the #1 perpetrators of political violence in the United States. And when we have something on video and you can see exactly what the police have done, you have all of these people on the right saying stuff like, well, maybe there's more to this. Maybe there are more details here. It doesn't matter what details come up. Usually what you see in those videos is enough evidence that the political violence was disgusting and atrocious and the police officer was doing something absolutely terrible. And now you have a situation where someone who is a right winger and a believer in QAnon attacks someone and they're like, well, maybe they were gay. Let's make some stuff up to throw some mud on this story. We're not gonna wait until we get all of the details. We don't have any details. We're just gonna start making stuff up so that people are unclear about what's happened here. And it's the same kind of thing they do with the police. Maybe the officer was doing the right thing. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that. Whenever someone commits an act, instead of saying, hey, that guy did something wrong, maybe it's bad to hurt people, instead they just start coming up with new conspiracy theories. It's ridiculous.
The thing is, they can still have their, maybe they can't. I'm gonna take that back. I was gonna say they can still have their base without riling up and endorsing the violence. They know their base is already violent based off of how they've already created it. But then if you just say, hey, you guys calm with the violence, I was thinking that could be a nice cover considering they still want the violence. But they actually can't even say that because a few of those violent actors just might turn on them. It's probably why they went this direction.